Welcome back, trainers, and in this video, thanks to you all, this is your video here. You did it. All I ask is that you hit that like button. You met the threshold very fast, so here we are. I powered up a Shadow Alolan Ninetales. Now, unfortunately, I did delete the video of me powering it up, so it did cost around 600,000 Stardust. It was a lower combat. That was just another one I had to do a comparison, plus the 60,000 for the secondary move. So a very steep investment, but I'm gonna have to say, with it not even being able to be powered up all the way, I could have went with another one, but when I best buddy this, it's going to be 2,469, so we're going to be looking pretty all right there. But it was amazing. Okay, we're going to be taking a look. Now, this is the best one that I've got. I mean, with those IVs, I've hunted and hunted, and first of all, you have to even get the Alolan Vulpix to show up, and then when you do, you have to hope for good IVs. And I've done at least 12 or 13, and at this point, I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to go ahead and power this one up here. We're fine. So it was a good investment, and again, thank you all for hitting that like button. If you can do it again, we can potentially keep on spending more Stardust. Let's go. I'll be broke before you know it and have no dust to spend. No, we won't get to that point, but we'll make more. I make steep investments as it is, but it basically kind of motivates me when you hit the like button. It really does, and it's much appreciated. Okay, so anyways, what do we got going on here? So we're going to be using not Shadow Empoleon. That'd be crazy. Shiny Empoleon. Pretty much the entire time. There might be a couple of battles where it's not there, but for the most part, it is going to be alongside it the entire time. As far as that third Pokemon, we're going to be swapping it out periodically throughout the video here. Going to use Giratina a lot, and we do go with Trevenant, and I didn't initially go with Trevenant because I didn't want to have that massive weakness to fire, because even Empoleon's going to be taking a decent amount of damage from a blast burn, so that'd leave me completely vulnerable. But I went with it after going up against several Charizards. I was starting to see how strong the Weather Ball and Powdered Snow from the Shadow Alolan Ninetales is going to be, so we're going to be going with that. But with that said, if you can hit that like button, and let's go ahead and take a look. Now we're going to be going with the Giratina that does have Shadow Force. I did swap the quick move to Dragon Breath, so in case we get caught up against a dark type, we could potentially still do a bunch of damage to them. But I do switch it back to Shadow Claw because I wasn't encountering any dark types, so we're going to go ahead and go with the Shadow Claw because it does help me out in certain situations. But up against this Jellicent here, gonna probably just about KO us. Gonna be able to get to one more Dragon Claw up against this Jellicent here. Let's see what happens. They're letting it go. Now we can farm them down with our Ninetales. We are shieldless at this point, and we do have a ton of energy. And again, folks, I love this thing. So they're bringing in an Escavalier. They've got one shield left. Okay, what's going on? Oh, of course they're using it. So we swap into our Empoleon. We are not in a great place here because we're taking a ton of damage from that counter. And then, of course, super effective Drill Run. Can I get to the Hydro Cannon? Yes, this is all I needed to do. I should be able to potentially farm them down with Powdered Snow now. They're going to be immediately swapping Dragonite's not going to get to a charge move, and this is easily going to KO that Shadow Dragonite. Ninetales is putting in that war. Oh, this is the one. Yeah, they closed their app. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and take out that Dragonite and then Powder Snow down the Escavalier. Now, like I said, it was a good investment. I have a Ninetales already, which is like a 98%. Not ideal. You don't want to go with that. You want to go with a lower attack so you can use XL candies even more so to maximize its bulkiness. It works fine. But I'm telling you what, this was a lot of fun. All right, next battle, what are we going to see? A Venusaur, okay, another good lead here. No edit in between those battles, and, well, we do need to look out for his Frenzy Plant even is going to be doing a ton of damage. We're not even powered up all the way, so just let that sink in too. We're not even powered up all the way. So we're going to retreat with energy and bring in our Venusaur I was trying to catch, but they're going to retreat with a lot of energy on that Venusaur, bringing in a Guzzlord. And we're going straight for the Dragon Claw, of course, because Ghost is not very effective to that Dark. We're going to shield up the first Dragon Claw here and get to the next one. We should be able to Dragon Breath them down and then come out of this with some energy, and we will be able to survive a Dragon Claw. But that Dragon Tail is doing a ton of damage, so let's see what happens here. Dragon Claw and taking the win with the Giratina, and we have barely any health, which is perfect, so they can't farm us up so much here. And they're bringing in their Venusaur and throwing immediately. Sounds good to use up that energy. Let's go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and throw in the Ninetales. They're retreating into their Talonflame, and we're going to go for the Weather Ball. Let's see how much this does. Still doing a bunch of damage to that Talonflame and swapping into the Empoleon. They're going to be backing out, and we take the win with our Shadow Alolan Ninetales team. Let's go. Now, if you notice something, we got Ninetales and Empoleon. This is kind of Heisenbergish style here. The only reason why I don't use Machamp anymore, and why the Heisenberg team doesn't work, if you're new, it was a team that I used that was just really very good back in the day. But there's so much more meta now. Trevenant and Jellicent, big time. That completely walls the Heisenberg team, unless, you know, we do have payback on the Machamp, because you can fluctuate between Rock Slide and or payback, but that's granted you even land the payback. Also, Dazzling Gleam's going to be doing a decent amount of damage, but otherwise, yeah, it kind of walls you there. So the meta has changed. The team is just kind of, I wouldn't say outdated. You're just going to have to get really good odds with the matchups that the algorithm does throw at you. So bringing in our Ninetales to farm down that Jellicent, leaving us with a ton of energy and full health, still looking good. And they're bringing in a Swampert, gonna go straight for that Weather Ball, and they're letting it go. It is a Shadow Swampert, so it's taking a decent amount of damage. We can take a Hydro Cannon, so we're gonna go ahead and let this go as well. Ninetales being kind of a tanky Pokemon as it is, so its Shadow form is going to be able to take these hits nicely. They're going to be retreating. We do have Muck on the team right now. Let's go. And we had an immediate swap on both ends here, so we're going to be able to go for that Thunder Punch, still doing a ton of damage, and we're looking pretty good at this point. We should be able to almost Powder Snow down the Swampert. Should be looking okay. They're going for the Feather Dance, and at this point we can just let them hit me again. We kind of need to gain energy. I mean, they still have a shield, so we kind of need two. So yeah, we're Powder Snowing down. We'll simply shield this up and take the win with the Ninetales at the end here, and we're looking good. Like I said, this team did great. Granted, we did have a decent amount of leads here, but also a decent amount of bad leads. And this is a pretty neutral matchup here, no problem at all. We are going to be doing a ton of damage, as we already see, but that was a Shadow, so let's see what this is going to look like going up against a normal one. They're going to be able to spam me, of course, with that Hydro Cannon. Don't really want to catch. I could catch with the Empoleon, or we don't have Empoleon, so it's taking a little break right now. Or the Giratina, I should say, right? So we're just going to shield that one up, keep on spamming them, and see what they want to do here. They want to shield that up, sounds good, and I'm trying to catch. Yeah, that was a catch. We're looking good here. Should be a Hydro Cannon for sure, yep. Alright, what you got for me? Now this was interesting. It's a Tapu Finn with hidden power. Well, what could that be? Is that like Ghost, Dark, Ice, Fairy? I mean, because it's doing a decent amount of damage. I don't know. Anyways, it hit me with a Moonblast, and they shielded up my Shadow Force, of course. So we're going to bring in the Muck. We're looking good. We got that super effective to that Fairy. We're going to let this go, knowing that the hidden power is not farming up. They're not going to get to another Moonblast. Also, we're poisoned, so they're not going for it. So holding on to our shield, immediately swapping into the Ninetales and throwing the Weather Ball to take out this Swampert. I don't want to farm down and play any games right now. They've got a Giratina in the back. Alright, so they are going to be able to pretty much farm us down here. And that's going to leave them with a decent amount of energy. And we have one shield left. One Dark Pulse is going to be enough to take them out. The question is, will we survive the next Dragon Claw and couple of quick moves that they're going to be throwing at us here? And the answer is absolutely. Muck is holding it down. Shadow getting to the Dark Pulse, and we're going to be able to take this win again. So with this Ninetales team, it did rise me up a decent amount of points here, as I did kind of stick to the same kind of core. Alright, so we're met with a Muck, horrible lead up against our Fairy type, swapping into got a Shadow Dragonite going on. Wanted to really use this team, but I started getting countered, so I just stopped using it altogether. Alright, so we got some Shadow Dragonite action up against Cresselia, shielding them up and doing a ton of damage with our Dragon Breath, and now we're going for that Dragon Claw, getting a shield out of them. Very nice. We got that Empoleon in the back, ready to go, although we are going to be taking a decent amount of damage from the Grass Knot, so we are double shielding the Dragonite, looking to win the swap here. Let's see if they want to let this go, and they do. We will be farming them down, decent amount of energy or health left on that, bringing in that Empoleon, and we're going to threaten them with a superpower here, and we're going to immediately swap into our Empoleon after we throw this, and hopefully, or nope, we're bringing in Ninetales. Okay, yeah, so I figured that bring this back, we go for Dazzling Gleam. They've got no more shields left. This is going to do a ton. Alright, looking good. They can't farm us down, so they're going to go ahead and throw here. I bring in our... Oh, man, so that's horrible because they're able to get some farm here. I bring in Empoleon, and they're able to get to a ding Acid Spray, which is going to be lowering our defense. And now their Empoleon is going to be able to do a little bit more damage than mine here. Although we do have the Dragonite. Let's see what we can do. As a matter of fact, I do believe the Dragonite's going to be able to pull this off for us here after getting out this Hydro Cannon, swap into that Dragonite, and we're not going to go for superpower. We're going to go straight for the Dragon Claw. It's not very effective, but it's still going to be enough to take them out, and looking good. Nice shadow team going on there, minus the Empoleon. Next battle, what are we going to see? Giratina? Yeah, love to see it. Let's go. They're going to be staying here. Still have to look out for that ancient power. It's going to be doing a whole heck of a lot of energy. Go in for the weather ball immediately here. No need to go for that dazzling gleam. Look at that. We're already bringing them down to half. And again, this is not even powered up all the way. Calling a Dragon Claw there. Amazing. Let's get it. Going for another one. This will just about KO if they let it go where it should. And it takes them out. Let's go. What you're going to be bringing into the fight here. And it's going to be a Cresselia. So we're going to stay here. I think we may swap. Looks like we're sticking with the Trevenant for the rest of the way here. And again, I didn't use this team sooner because I didn't want to be weak to fire. Alright, so we're retreating with energy on the Ninetales, swapping into our Empoleon. They have energy on their Cresselia. They're bringing in a Buzzwole, and well, this is looking pretty good for me here. I hope they go for Superpower. I thought they would go for a Lunge, but they're going to go ahead and lower their stats. Amazing. So that Trevenant is going to have a great time going up against that Cresselia. Immediately going for the Weather Ball up against the Buzzwole here, doing a ton. Going to farm them down and hit a Dazzling Gleam. And then if we can swap, bring in the Trevenant, and we're going to be looking great here. And trying to swap. Oh, they got off their charge move as well. We're going to let this go. The Trevenant's turn is coming up. Ninetales did what it needed to do. Got some great lag going on here. Oh, I think they quit out. Alright. Who knows? Probably force close the app. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and bring in Trevenant to finish them off. And we're taking that win and looking good. Moving it on to our next opponent. What are we going to see here? A Giratina again. Yeah. Oh, let's go. Swapping into another Cresselia and Giratina combo. Now, maybe I should have bring in the... Okay, so in my mind, I was thinking I'm going to kind of get outpaced a little bit by the Crystal unless I use a shield with the Empoleon. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Moonblast and then farm them down here. But guess what? They do not have Grass Knot. They go for a Future Sight. So at this point, we're going to be able to farm them down and then just spam whatever they throw. I was figuring they're going to come back in here with the Giratina. And our Ninetales is a little bit low, and they're actually swapping and locking themselves. But since I took so long to swap myself, we can't swap quite yet. And it looks like, yeah, I think they're going to be farming me down all the way. But before we do go down, we're going to be able to get off, what is that? Almost 3, and we swapped to bring in our Ninetales here, shielding this up, thinking it's going to be some sort of an ancient power, and it is just a Dragon Claw. Gonna let this next one go. What's it going to be? Another Dragon Claw. Now that's something we can take, no problem. Going for the Weather Ball. This will KO the Giratina, no problem. They still have 2 shields with it. Bringing in a Trevenant. Now this is going to do a ton of damage if they let this go. And the Empoleon does have a Drill Peck ready to go. Do believe it does. And we have our own Trevenant here. So they do have energy. This is going to be kind of bad. So I figured, alright, let's go ahead and just bring in the Empoleon. Have them use up some energy, and now it's going to be kind of an even situation going on here, minus their health. So they swap into their Cresselia, and we get even more farm. As much as I wanted to go for Shadow Ball, at this point, don't. It's not very effective with a Seed Bomb, yes, but you got to go with it. So, plus a couple more Shadow Claws, and that's going to be enough to take them out. So go for it again. Got in one more Shadow Claw, going for the Seed Bomb, and this is going to be game 1 more, and we take the win. Let's get it. Alrighty. This team did the best, I do believe, so if you're wondering what should you use, give this one a shot. If you start encountering fire, well, adjust accordingly, you know. So we're met with a Togekiss here. Our Empoleon would not mind going up against that, and our Trevenant either. I mean, doesn't really mind it if we can land those Shadow Balls, but this is obviously a great situation, and we're getting both shields out of them right away. I figured, okay, you use both shields, we're going to go ahead and use one ourselves, and kind of just win the swap here and see what we have going on. So going for another one. This will be enough to take out that Togekiss. No health left. Bring it into Deoxys, and that's perfectly fine because we have Trevenant to handle this situation here. Psycho Boost is going to do a decent amount, and that's exactly what they're going for. Great, swapping into an Obstagoon. Ooh, this is not good. Obstagoon is going to be able to counter both the Empoleon and the Trevenant here, so we've got to be very strategic, I suppose. Just at least get to the charge moves. Getting to the Hydro Cannon, great. Alright, now I'm going to show you something here. Now, they could have farmed me down, and that would have helped them potentially take the win. I know I didn't mean to give it away, but bringing in the Trevenant, spacing its name out, and we shield this up. Yeah, that's not a question. Alright, so shielding them up, bringing in their Deoxys. We've got no more shields, obviously a Psycho Boost. 2 of them should be enough to just about KO. So I got a little nervous here. I thought they had almost enough for another Psycho Boost, so I'm going to go ahead and just throw here. And we're able to Shadow Claw down the Obstagoon and take the win with the Trevenant. Let's get it. Next battle, what are we going to see? With that Ninetales, another Dragonite. Love to see it. Shadow. Okay, what are they going to do? Swap into Muck. We immediately bring in our Empoleon here, and this is a rock, paper, scissors. What do they do? Well, they've got Thunder Punch and get a shield. That's what they do. Okay, that's exactly what they do, because I was thinking, all right, we should be able to survive this. That's not Shadow. Nope, one more Thunder Punch should just be enough. We'll survive. We would survive. Actually, you know, I should have let that go, huh? Yeah, should have let that one go. All right, bringing in that Dragonite. Going to go for the Drill Peck, but that's okay. We're still going to be able to recover this here. Dragonites gets walled by fairies, right? Because it's superpower, and as well as the Dragon Claw are not doing anything. So we're getting a shield from them, though. But they do have a ton of energy over there. Bringing in the Ninetales, and this superpower is actually going to do a decent amount, actually, because we're part ice, unfortunately. And they have a Cobalion in the back. We're bringing our Trevenant, and we're going to have a little fun here. Now, this isn't over until it's over, because they could still pull something off. But after I landed that Shadow Ball, I was like, we're looking pretty good. But I guess they could, you know, we're going to let it go. Calling it. Let's get it. Now, a Stone Edge is not going to be enough at this point. And I do believe we're actually going to finish this off with the Trevenant here. Going to get to the Seed-Bomb. Not very effective, but still enough to finish them off. And we'll Shadow Claw down the Dragonite, and we take the win there. All right. There was really nothing. I mean, that's what happens in this game. So we got a Snorlax here, and it is going to be a kind of a neutral situation. Trevenant doesn't want to see it. Empoleon kind of doesn't want to see it either, because superpower is just doing so much damage. All right, going for the Dazzling Gleam. Oh my goodness, and of course they're shielding it up. You gotta be kidding me. That would have done so much damage. We wasted so much energy there. That is bad. So I go for another Dazzling Gleam, and that's about, what, 4 Weather Balls we could have spammed on them by this time. So for whatever reason, I go for another Dazzling Gleam here. Do they shield it up? Okay, they let it go. Great. Doing a ton, but they're going to be able to take me out here. So I figured we're going to go in with Trevenant, farm them down with Shadow Claw. Not very effective. They're going to hit a Body Slam, but it's not very effective. So we'll be able to come out of this with a whole heck of a lot of energy. Hopefully pull this situation around. Still in the green, bringing in a Charizard. Shadow Ball, we're going to go straight for it. Swap into the Empoleon. What do they got in the back? What is it going to be? A Florges. Let's go. Now it can learn Petal Blizzard, I do believe, which is grass, and it will do some decent damage, but we are part steel, so not necessarily super effective. And of course, we're going to be resisting that fairy type, so obviously we're going to let all this go, no problem at all. That Charizard is very low, farming them down. We're not even going to throw. Oh, because we can't even throw. They backed out, we take the win, moving it on. Show me a bad lead. These are all great. What's going on here? Obstagoon. It's still pretty good. But being a Shadow and not powered up all the way, kind of taking a lot of damage from that counter plus the cross chop here, but yeah, definitely a winnable matchup for the Obstagoon. Going to go ahead and go for the Weather Ball here, and then go for the Dazzling Gleam. Getting a shield, let's get it. If they do double shield, we're not going to be looking particularly great, because we do have the Trevenant as well as the Empoleon, so yeah, it's not going to be great for us here. Going to go for the Dazzling Gleam here, and they let it go. Taking them out, still in the yellow, now in the red, or still in the yellow, now in the red. All right, now bringing it to Charizard, going for Weather Ball, doing some good damage. I'm just going to stay here because we have the Trevenant. They were able to farm up a whole hell of a lot. Shadow Blast Burn is going to do a lot of damage to us. We're going to let it go, though. Empoleon still holding it down. They swap. They have a Cresselia back there, immediately bringing in the Trevenant, and we're looking pretty good. I do believe I shield. No, letting it go. Okay, Moonblast, no attack drop. Perfect. Going to go straight for the Shadow Ball, because at this point, we're going to be able to outpace them, and it's not worth just baiting. They're letting it go anyways, and, well, we're looking good here. Going for the Seed-Bomb. And letting it go. Yeah, that's Charizard's pretty much out of here. Trevenant, yet again, finishing it off with the Shadow Claw at the end. Was that the second time it took out a Charizard like that? Next battle met with a Gengar. Let's go. Alright, so we do need to look out for that Sludge Bomb. Even the Shadow Claw or Shadow Punch is going to do a decent amount, but we're absolutely going to let that first one go. Maybe could even hit us with a Shadow Ball, which would definitely KO us here. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and call the first one, and it is going to be a Shadow Punch. So great. And they are going to double shield their Gengar, I do believe. And that's perfect. Fantastic. Do we shield up and go for a Weather Ball? I think we do. And they swap here to catch. What do they bring into the battle? It's going to be Obstagoon. Perfect. We're going to swap into our Empoleon, holding on to our health and locking ourselves. Knowing that the Gengar's really not too big. Well, the Gengar's got about 2 Shadow Punches ready to go. I don't know. I just systematically swapped. I didn't want them to get any more farm than they could there. Even though Ninetales has got, what, like 1 counter worth of farm in it. Bringing in that Gengar again, and now they've got 2 Shadow Punches ready to go. So at this point, what I should have done was, alright, let it go, of course, obviously, and bring in the damn Ninetales to just have them throw their energy, but I didn't realize they had 2, so we're going to have to use that last shield. And they've got a Sylveon, this is perfectly fine. Trevenant, this one is going to be XL, so pretty good, and I haven't made another one since, well, a better one, I should say. There's a pretty good ranked one, I didn't check what it was, but they're hitting a Psyshock, and we're going to be able to get to the Seed Bomb, which is enough. We're barely surviving that. Trevenant holding it down for us, and we take that win. Let's keep it moving here. Now this is going to be a pretty intense battle, met with a Shadow Ampharos. Not bad, I guess. It's going to be hitting us pretty hard with Thunder Punch. I would assume that's what they have here. Not going to go for no Brutal Swing, and it is going to be that. In fact, unfortunately, letting it go, and it's doing a whole heck of a lot of energy. Going for a Weather Ball and getting a shield. Now, at this point, I should have built up to the Dazzling Gleam and should have tried to go for that, but I was getting a little nervous with that damage, and of course, they're going to be farming me down. So we could bring in our Trevenant, but I'm going to go ahead and bring in our Empoleon to start building up energy. I don't know why. And of course, they're going to be able to get to 2. Always coulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda on all these situations, right? Everybody wants to analyze and perfect it, like coulda. Well, you know, if somebody analyzes your battles too, you already know there's going to be mistakes made there, right? So we're going to be bringing in our Trevenant and using our last shield. This is not looking great. They're retreating into a Machamp. Okay. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and throw that Shadow Ball. They're letting it go, taking them out, and we're not throwing Shadow Ball ourselves. Our Empoleon has energy, and we do have a Drill Bro. We just need to get to maybe like one more waterfall. We're going to be looking pretty good there. Alright, so they do have plenty of it built up as well. And getting to the Drill Peck, and we're going to be able to take the win with the Empoleon up against that Trevenant. That was a close one, almost making it to Seed Bomb, and that would have been enough to KO us there. Next battle, we're going to be met with a Cobalion. Now, this is not a good lead. This is not good for my team in general, because the only thing that I really have that's going to be nice going up against it is going to be the Cobalion. And if we swap into that, they're going to bring in a counter, and then we're going to be vulnerable in the back to that Cobalion again. So we got to just stay here and do our best. Throwing a Dazzling Gleam, doing a ton of damage, bringing them into the red, which is perfect. Shielding up a Sacred Sword, and then hitting me with a Stone Edge. Bringing in our Cobalion to farm them down here. They actually do not make it to a charge move, so this is perfect. Bringing in a Charizard, and I'm not going to bait, going to go straight for the Shadow Ball. Shielding it up. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, this is alright. We're going to have to use our last shield here, or we can call this, and it is a Dragon Claw. Let's go, and we're going to go ahead and go for another Shadow Ball. See if we can get that last shield. If we do, we swap into our Empoleon immediately here, and a Blast Burn is going to do a lot of damage, so I think we're going to want to shield this up. They are shieldless, we're shieldless. Bringing in a Cresselia. Please tell me this is going to be another Focus Blast. Yeah, Focus Blast Crystal. Actually, that'd be pretty good. Can it learn that in the main series games? Future Sight. But it is a Grass Knot, unfortunately. So there we go. That's the damage we're going to be taking. But our Waterfall plus Hydro Cannon damage is really starting to add up here. Let's go. And we do have a little bit of health left on our last Pokemon. So let's see what we can pull off. Grass Knot's not going to be enough. Can we farm them down? Oh, we swap into the Trevenant and farm them down. We're going to be able to get to the Shadow Ball up against this Charizard here. And that is going to be about a wrap here, folks. So again, thank you for hitting the like button on the Giratina video. Please do that for every video. Much appreciated, and I'll power up things happily. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!